وزدنا علما يا رب العالمين. We continue the theme of Hajj. The Hujjaj, they'll be making their way to Mina. They're already, either they'll be going there or they've reached there. But I was just reflecting on the story of Ibrahim AS. And we all know the end result, that Ibrahim AS, he was tested with his son. But when we look at the initial stages of the value of Ismail AS, this was a very prized possession of Ibrahim AS. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in Surah Al-Dhariyat, He explains how Ibrahim AS and his wife, they couldn't have children. He was very elderly. And on one occasion, the angels came in the form of humans. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, هَلْ أَتَاكَ حَدِيثُ ضَيْفِ إِبْرَاهِيمَ الْمُكْرَمِينَ. Did the story of the honored guest not come to you? The honored guests of Ibrahim, إِذْ دَخَلُوا عَلَيْهِ فَقَالُوا السَّلَامَ. That they entered upon, these strangers entered upon Ibrahim a.s. and his wife, and they said, Salam. قَالَ سَلَامٌ قَوْمٌ مُنْكَرُونَ. They replied to them, Salam. And so they went on and they offered food. They offered food. And so these angels, they didn't take the food. So if someone comes to your home and they don't take your food, you're going to think that these people, they're bearers of bad news. So then they said to the wife that وَبَشَّرْنَاهُ بِغُلَامٍ حَلِيمٍ, that we've given you good tidings, glad tidings of a child. فأقبلت امرأته في صرة فسكت وجهها وقالت عجوز عقيم. That the wife of Ibrahim alayhi salam, Hajar, she was so shocked by this news that she smacked her hand on her face. وقالت عجوز عقيم. She said that I'm a barren woman, I'm old. And the angel said, قالوا كذلك قال ربك إنه هو الحكيم العليم. That this is how Allah makes it easy. But the point I was trying to make is that the son of Ibrahim, Ismail, came after such a long period. Such a prized possession for Ibrahim. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He says in the dream, right? That أَنِّي أَذْبَحُكَ فَانْظُرْ مَاذَا تَرَى. He's saying to his son that he got after such a long period. I see that I'm slaughtering you. Imagine the prized possession that the father has, and he's being tested with it. And so for you and I, we will also be tested with our most prized possessions. It could be our children, it could be our jobs, it could be our families, whatever it may be, but we will be tested. There will be certain times in our life where maybe, for example, you could be running a store, a restaurant, and if you sell alcohol, you'll get more profit. That's your test. It could be a job that you could be dealing with interest. You got a higher wage there. Allah is testing you. It could be anything, your family, your son, your children, your spouse. So with all these things, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala can test us with our most prized possessions to see that how will we react and how will we respond. So it's important that we always keep Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and His happiness and His rida at the forefront of our decisions. That inshallah, if I follow Allah's ways, if I get Allah's pleasure, then even if I make a loss in this world, inshallah, Allah will recompense me. Whether in this world or in the akhirah, inshallah. And we have to have that conviction in our heart that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will always have the betterment for us. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will have the better result for us if we follow His ways and the ways of His beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us the barakah and the blessing just the way He gave Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salam and his family. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect our progenies too and the progenies to come. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين.